So next question is from Venla. And this was actually a question in the group. Hey all, I've understood that there are a few others who also experiencing CPTSD in this group. Have you ever experienced a flashback without knowing why? What did you do to resolve it? I've been very tired the past week and feeling pretty down and melancholic the past few days. I got this feeling and I have some emotion or something that wants to be released, but it's something my mind doesn't seem to be able to become conscious of. Last night I was trying to fall asleep. I started to get really panicky, like my body didn't know whether to run or hide, like I was having a mini panic attack. I started crying almost hysterically, and after a while I was able to relax enough to fall asleep. Then I woke up about 2.5 hours later in the middle of the night, with the same feeling, just a bit stronger this time. So my body is feeling the panic, but my mind has no idea why. All I could do was try to sit with the physical feeling until it released in another near hysterical cry and some breathing, not too far from hyperventilating. So it feels like I'm aware enough to think that I'm having to think I'm in a flashback, and a strong one, being totally helpless and terrified, but no idea what triggered it or what it's about, which in a way makes it even scarier. Has anybody experienced anything similar? Any ideas how to work with this? Yes, absolutely have had that experience many times with CPTSD. And what I've actually noticed is after you have these situations a couple of times, then because you're allowing yourself, then you realize that you will come out of it. So you won't stop yourself from going into these flashbacks and even if you're likely to hyperventilate, make sure that you have a paper bag or something close by so that you can help yourself so that you don't actually pass out. So be prepared. So don't be afraid of having reactions. Don't be afraid of having a panic attack. Don't be afraid of hyperventilating. You might do those things, but I'll tell you, you'll be okay just so long as you keep yourself safe, that you ask for help if it gets to be too much, that you reach out to people who can talk you through it. I'm always on the other end of the phone, unless of course it's in the middle of the night, which can be tricky to get people. But have a couple of people say and tell them, hey, can you leave your phone on for the night so I can call you if I need support? And that's totally fine. Like, you can do that with me. We're friends, so we know each other very well, so you can absolutely do that. So what I would say to you is, don't be afraid of crying hysterically. Don't be afraid of that. What tends to happen, especially with INFJs, is that we try to control our physiological reactions, and it's almost impossible because the physiological reactions are in the 3-year-old position. So this is you're not alone with this. You are totally not alone with this problem. And also I'm sorry, I'm a bit gross, but that whole just getting emotional there earlier on was just, making me need to blow my nose. So I'm actually going to do that rather than be gross. So when you're in that space that you can feel it coming on, just let it come on. The more you try to kind of push against it, the worse it will be. Because you're trying to make sense out of something that you can't make sense of. It sounds to me like this flashback is coming from your unconscious mind, which means that you can't make sense of it. And you can release stuff in your unconscious mind by just following your body's cues about what you need to do. Your body is having an anxiety attack, or, hyperventilation, or, crying, hysterically, because it needs a release. So try and support your body as well as your mind and try not to try and figure out what the problem is right now, because that will stop the process of that release. So if that makes sense, if you can do that, then that's what I recommend that you do. I do understand that it's very hard, and I do understand that it's really scary, and I know it from my own personal experience. But if there's anything that if I can tell you one thing about this, is don't be afraid of the unknown, because right now in this moment, you're safe. Right in those moments when you had the release, you are safe. Nobody can get you right now. I know where you live. I know your situation. I know nobody can get you now. So just understanding that how you're feeling isn't what your situation really actually is. So you were asking, what do you do to resolve it? You literally just acknowledge that that you're having an emotional reaction. You may not understand it. You might be having a body reaction, and you may not understanding, like a cellular memory release, which is a lot of these body reactions are, and you may not know what it is, and that's okay. And then also simultaneously recognizing that right now you are safe. And that's the way that you actually move through this, how you start to resolve this PTSD and complex PTSD, is recognizing that you can have two experiences at the same time, hysterical experience and being safe. So was that helpful? Did that answer your question? That's kind of, that's been effective for me. That's what I can say to you, and that's been effective for an awful lot of other people who've had this experience. You're not alone with this, not at all. We got you. We got you.